Good day, my name is Noel Medina, and today in this video we are going to discuss the qualities of a good report. Now when I say report, am I talking about it in a general sense? No, this is the criminological aspect of a report, which means that today we are going to talk about an investigation report. What makes a quality report? So without further ado, let's just jump right in. So first and foremost, an investigative report is different from a regular incident report or just a regular report. And the main or the huge difference, if I may, is actually the detail. And of course, the construction. So writing a report is easy. It's really easy, but writing a good report, that's a different conversation. So a great report needs to have a foundation or a skeleton. And in order to make that, you need to have complete notes and an organized and planned flow of content. If at the beginning you already messed up on a foundation or a skeleton or a good set of notes, then you're not going to be able to make a good report. So your report is not just a written piece of a narrative. It is a window to the incident where various kinds of individuals and professionals will consume. So to write a good report, you must be able to communicate and construct it well. Qualities I have for you today are based from the 7 C's of communication applied in the criminological perspective. Along with that are also the qualities of a well-constructed technical structure. Let's start. First is it has to be clear. A quality report needs to have all the facts laid out. It is written chronologically and has a clear introduction. Here, you should be able to provide any information that would be needed to understand the rest of a narrative. Which brings us to the next quality. Complete. An incomplete report is already an unreliable report. As a matter of fact, they might even throw your report away if it's incomplete. A good report must have everything. It must suffice the narrative or the questions that need to be asked while reading your report. The moment you lack important information, you already made your report a questionable source. That is why reports that are incomplete are always questioned in court, and most of the time, they even dismiss the case. The next quality is concise. A good report looks like a clear narrative and not a poetic novel. It does not need advanced vocabulary or flowery words. In other words, be straight to the point. A good report should feel like riding a steady road and not a roller coaster. You'll know that your report has good quality when people understand it the moment that they are reading it. Next would be concrete. A good report needs to have or needs to paint a clear picture for the readers. Remember that this is their window to the incident because they're not there. The professionals that will be consuming or using this report need to see a clear picture. And if your report is not concrete, you're confusing the people who are reading it. Now the next is correct. Needless to say, a good report, or a report as a matter of fact, is fact-based. There's no changing that. There's absolutely no room for your opinion, your feelings, and your emotions because those are not facts. Those are yours alone, so don't include them in your report. Just write down what you know is true, and when you're writing down opinions of witnesses, make sure that you don't address them as facts. You can also apply the technicality of writing in this aspect. Again, correct. Make sure that you have correct grammar, punctuations, and clauses because correct grammar is not just required, it's expected. Now the next quality is coherent. A good report needs to make sense altogether. When someone is reading your report, everything with the narrative has to make sense, and like I've mentioned before, everything must be made clear at the beginning, at the introduction, so when they're reading it, everything just works and blends together sensibly. The last C that we have is considerate. A good report is considerate because a lot of people will be reading your report, from the lowest ranking officer involved in the investigation to the judge. So make sure that any necessary information is provided and is understandable by anyone who's going to be using it. So apart from the C's, I'd like to add one more, which is professional. A good report must not sound like a simple narrative. This very report would be given to judges and lawyers and your other superiors. A good report is constructed for the specific field of profession that you are in. The report that you will be writing will also determine your reputation in your profession. So if your report is bad, then no one would trust you the next time, or you might even lose your job. So once again, a good report is clear, complete, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, considerate, and professional. So the quality of a good report does not end here. This also includes your behavior towards the report, because you can't make a good report if you don't have a good behavior towards it. So this means that you have to make sure that you are organized when you are taking notes and when you are transforming your notes into sentences and into reports, and also make sure that everything is proofread thoroughly. And of course, make sure that everything is adjusted should there be any mistakes. So that is all. I hope that you have learned a lot. Once again, I am Noel Medina from BS Criminology 201R. Thank you for watching.